Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Last week or early this week, the Northerners actually had a meeting. Some leaders of the North, including the governors, serving members of the current regime, and even traditional rulers. The IGP was the Senate president, was in attendance in Kaduna, and they held a meeting on November 2nd, Monday. And they discussed a lot of things. Among those things they discussed was this NSAS protest and even the issue of social media, triggering a lot of happenings in the country. And also they look at the plan that most of the things that we've seen thus far is towards a divisive Nigeria, which they will not support, and all of that. And just after then, the other five geopolitical zone, most of the socio-economic groups, they had to meet, and they expressed their anger the way things are going. Why should an issue of national interest be discussed and just a sake of the country will gather and discuss and bring out communique resolutions that they have reached during that meeting while the Southerners are there? Nigeria can never be Nigeria until we are united one, until we are one as a country. The southern part of Nigeria reacted to it. But right now, an interview was granted to one of the renowned person in Afenifere group, talking about Mr. Yinka Odumakin. He is the spokesperson for the Yoruba socio-cultural organization Afenifere, and he said so much about especially that meeting that was held by the Northerners, and we are going to be looking at that and some other reactions which you will hear from East, which I really want you to listen to the end and hear where we are going to, especially the attitude of supremacy that we are seeing oftentimes coming from the North. Just listen to what he has to say. And he was being asked about the meeting, and this is his reaction. And according to him, he said the whole idea of the meeting is divisive, diversionary, and an attempt to maintain that Nigeria is a protectorate. We are not fools. You can see the way Buhari has northernized power in the country and now sits on the rest of us and begin to teach us about how Nigeria is indissoluble, indivisible, and all that kind of nonsense. That they could not even see anything wrong in holding that meeting the way they held it shows that we have a great problem as the people we call fellow countrymen are not on the same page with us at all. Look at the way the NSAS protest was carried out. It is not unusual that the protest was stronger in the South because Southern youths were the victim of profiling by the disbanded SARS operative. SARS was led by mostly the Northern officers who came into different cultures. SARS operatives were not doing any serious investigation. They would just profile you and say because you wore earring or had a kind of hair style, you must be a fraudster. Because their own northern youth dress differently, which does not mean they are better than us. But if they were people with an idea of how to build a modern society and who believe in inclusiveness, there was no way they would have held that kind of meeting at this period in time, or call a meeting of governors, traditional rulers, and bring all the northern mafias in the federal government and take them to Kaduna. In 1999, when Afenifere invited Chief Olusegun Obasanjo as a president for a meeting in Lagos, I was surprised that when Obasanjo came, the people that came with him were Fulani people. I saw it that he would not want to be accused of holding secret meetings with Afenifere. But we have a president who cannot see that it is wrong and it is an assault on our unity for top government officials to go and sit in Kaduna on a Monday morning for a sectional meeting. Even in their communique, they left a space for the Federal Executive Council to have nominee in their committee, as if they are the ones to run the country and the rest of us would just fall in. He was further asked about what's his impression, the Inspector General of Police being a part of that meeting. And Odumakin went further to say, he said, it is all clear that they don't care about the rest of us. They need the rest of us to go and put our thumbprint on ballot papers for them. But once they have power, they take this country as their own. Our power, the rest of the people are just instruments to be used. They don't see other Nigerians as equal partners. If they did, they would have more respect for us and not do such a thing. That is why it is important for us to get to the bottom of the Lekki killings, to know those who are responsible and where they are from. You kill human beings and think you don't owe us any explanation? They didn't have a word of condolence for those who died. They were only abusing them. And he was further being asked that during the meeting that they condemn and describe as subversive action of the NSAS protesters, adding that other change regime actions outside ballot box soon took advantage of the peaceful protest to push for a separatist agenda. And he was further asked what is his thought and his recommendation about a change of government at the federal level. And Odumakin responded, he said, it is all about this our power concept that troubles me. They are talking about their conquest of Nigeria. Look at what Buhari has been doing in the last 5 years. Look at all the appointment in security, finance, all northerners. Now they are saying that they are ready for a consensus. Why? When the Council of State met and approved somebody as the chairman of the National Population Commission, the secretary to the government of the Federation announced the person, a man from Nasarawa. But on national news at 10, the man the Council of State approved was changed to a Muslim man. Now they are saying we are due for a census. When he was further asked about the alignment among Southern governors and Middle Belt governors, he went further to also say this, which I want you to listen to. He said, you just mentioned this, but it does not make sense for us to go and behave in an irrational way because some people are not behaving rationally. Whole such kind of meeting now means we are getting to the end of the road. We have made tremendous sacrifice to keep this country together. Those who are calling for an indivisible Nigeria now were the ones who were killing people in Kano when the motion for independence was moved. Today, because they are reaping all the benefits to the exclusion of others, they can sing songs of indivisibility and indissolubility or indissolubility of Nigeria. When they are asked about the indivisibility of Nigeria, what they mean is the conquest of Nigeria. That is what they are celebrating, not unity. And he went further to speak about the southern governors not aligning and always clashing whenever there's need for them to meet together. And Odumakin says that a lot of people we call governors here are the northerners agents in our midst. They remain governors here and are exploited to be their agents, not to serve. Like you said, if we call for our own southern meetings, many of them, our governors, will give excuses not to come because their masters are up there. That is what we are mindful of. We have said that we have got to a point where we are not ready to go for any other national election except they restructure this country, hold a million election under this system, and you will have the same result. Nothing will change. Northerners are concerned with the conquest of Nigeria and see southern leaders as their tools. Yes, of course. If they see us as equal partners, how can the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria behave like the president of a section of the North? Look at the meeting the northern leaders held, where they could not even show compassion for all the young people on whom money was spent for training were killed like fowls. They are political leaders who keep their cows better than human beings. Their headsmen on trial day today for all the atrocities, or are their headsmen being tried for all the atrocities that they have committed? they are shielding them. They are now criminalizing young people who had genuine protests, labeling them and urinating on their graves as if they were not human beings. This has really touched me. And then talking about the Arewa Consultative Forum faulting his allegation, because during that time there was a meeting that was held by also the Pandev, Afenifere, the Ohanes Ndibo, and they asked him that Arewa Consultative Forum faulted his allegation, says that every section of Nigeria has the freedom to express itself in a democratic setting. And Odumakin reacted, he said, I don't take them seriously. The ACF is a mouthpiece of the oppression we are fighting against in Nigeria. So when such a group makes such statement, responding to them dignifies them. And then talking about the issue of regulation of social media, Odumakin went further to say they want us to talk about hate speech when they know that what led to the killing in the North in 2011, it did not come from social media, but from inciting speeches made by political leaders at political grounds. We know the number of COP members that lost their life. Nobody had been brought to justice. When they wanted power in 2015, what did they not say? They want to take us to the dark ages, talking about regulating the social media as if we are in some emirate in the 16th century. This government is preparing the stage for NSAS too, with the way they are behaving. Instead of looking for a way to alleviate the problems and those tension, they are still bringing out the things that can cause crisis because they don't know any other way to behave. This is in their DNA. They cannot also run a modern society. That is why anyone can say in this age that they want to ban social media because they don't belong to this age. Many of them behave like medieval men. But another question that he responded to was, what implication would the bill regulating the social media have on Nigerian democracy if passed by the National Assembly? Adumakin responded and said, there is no democracy. We are just deceiving ourselves. It is autocracy that we have. It will only further strengthen autocracy and reduce the democratic space. They are closing the society. They are adverse to open society, so Nigeria will cease to be an open society. But they should know the implication of what they are doing. When Boko Haram started, it was an open organization. When they did what they did against them in 2010, they went underground to acquire weapons. It is Nigeria now that is begging them with amnesty. So when you tell young people who have different views about the country that Boko Haram way is the way to go, what will be the end of the country? The proponents of social media regulation are enemies of open society and agents of fascism and dictatorship. So many things that he had talked about. And for me, looking at everything that Odumakin, the spokesperson of Afenifere, had said, there is no lie in any of them. I feel that at this point, a lot of things need to be corrected if this country must move forward as one. Cessation, restructuring. Most people are now choosing cessation. Why? Because it seems that anyone who gets into power tends to be muting every other person and want to run the country the way he feels the country should be run. It is now traceable to DNA. It's now traceable to character of different tribes. They want to metamorphose the country to look like them. And hey, we are talking about a country that have so many ethnic groups. And for you to make the country work, you must understand the system and understand the character of the ethnic group and see how we can forge further. I feel that at this point, there need to be a huge rethink. Go to our comment section. What do you think about what the spokesperson of Afenifere, Odumakin, has said about